Hi there, friends. Welcome. Thank you for hanging out with me again in the comic book room. Today, as always, we'll be looking over some comic books. I have a new mystery comic box, comic book mystery box, yes, that I get every month, and I look forward to these guys so much. If you want the full rundown on how these boxes work, I've explained it in previous videos. If you haven't checked those out, please go check them out. But I will put a link to this subscription box in the description below. So let's crack into this guy because I've been dying for a couple weeks to check it out. Okay, so brief rundown of how this box works is it's 30 bucks, 15 books. That makes it about $2 a book. You definitely get every bit of your value plus more out of these. Let's crack it open and check it out. Okay, so I love the way it's packaged. At least it feels safe, right? So as always, Dave, the person who puts together the box, he has a commentary, still ranking his top 5 superheroes. Last month he talked about Superman. This month he's recapping on Superman, but his number 2 is Batman, which is in my top 5 as well. As I mentioned before, Superman is not in my top 5, but Batman is. As far as DC heroes go, well, actually, overall heroes, he's definitely in my top 5. So let's crack this open here. And as you guys know, as we've done before, I do not look at these books. I will put them face down on the table, not look at them. I'm just kind of feeling what I have here, how to open it up. Half the books are facing up and half the books are facing down. So any which way, it's kind of hard to not see what's on the cover. So I'm doing my best. Let me make sure I actually hit the table. Put it on the table here. And now we're going to go through these one by one. We're all going to see the books for the first time together. Okay, and another thing, in case you haven't watched these videos before, we like to look at the back of the books to see if we can guess like the era, the age in which the book came out in. So let's go ahead and grab down here. This is a thick one. This first issue is a thick one. Oh, it looks kind of old school. Oh wait, nope. Look at that. 80 years of Marvel history. This is a brand new book. This is a very brand new book. And it's got an $8 price tag on it, okay? So as a brand new book, this book probably still has a $7 to $8 value on it. Celebrate Marvel's 80th anniversary with the return of Marvel Tales. Look how thick this book is. So I don't know what this is. Let's take a look. Oh, it is a Marvel Tales. Marvel Tales featuring Fantastic Four. This is from 2019, so relatively new. I know I said brand new, but yeah, relatively new. It's got a Fantastic Four Annual 6 written by Stan Lee, Fantastic number 4 by Stan Lee. So it looks like it's reprinting some older Marvel tales of Fantastic Four, and that's really cool. That's a thick book. It's in okay shape. The cover kind of feels like it wants to come off a little bit, but I think it's just because it's the cheaper printed material. It's not like a cardstock. It's definitely like interior sheet material. But yes, very cool. This is a good start right off the bat. All right, and reaching down here on the back, we have what looks like Samurai Jack. I'm pretty sure that's Samurai Jack. Now, this could be a couple things. This could be like the late 90s, early 2000s, or it could be like the revitalization of the revival, not the reboot, but anyway, when it came back, not that long ago, maybe 2010-ish. Let's take a look. Let's see what's on the cover here. Okay, Rebirth. I was off. Rebirth. Aquaman. This is 2017. It says down here in the corner, May 2017. So I was way off on that. I honestly don't have a lot of Aquaman books in general. I always kind of fell under that whole, Aquaman sucks kind of thing, until Jason Momoa made him cool. But I know there's a lot of people out there who argue with the fact that he was always cool, whatever. I don't know, I could never really get into it. So, okay. And next we are reaching and... Okay, so Munchkins is a game. It's a long-running game. I actually happen to know when Star Munchkin came out. It's an expansion pack of the Munchkins game. And so I was working at a friend's comic shop, helping him out, bag and board comics and this and that, put stock away. I know for a fact that this came out in it had to be 2016. It was right before I bought my house. So 2016. Let's take a look here. What's on the cover? Oh, Hard Traveling Heroes, 6-pack and Dog Welder, Section 8. Is this one of DC's spoof books? This is a Neil Adams cover. He always has a certain way of drawing hands, I could almost tell that this was Neil Adams right away. 1 of 6. I don't remember anything about this book whatsoever. Let's see if I was right on the date, though. October 2016. See, there we go. I was almost right on the dot. One thing I noticed is that it's written by Garth Ennis, and I think this kind of speaks loudly of Garth Ennis's characters and the way he writes and stuff like that. But we've got some other characters. We've got Power Girl sitting with Catwoman and Starfire. Look at that guy. Yep. Okay. All right. That's definitely a Garth Ennis book if I've ever briefly looked at one. And next up we have, who is Caramel? Are there caramel M&Ms? It's been such a long time since I've had any sort of new M&M. I had some at our Halloween party, our Oogie Boogie Bash. They had those ones that kind of taste like Whoppers. First M&Ms I've literally had in years, so I don't know anything about when a new M&M was introduced. I can't say at all. Let's see what's on. Okay, so Luke Cage, Legacy number 166. It does not say on the cover here, but I'm going to say 2015. 2015. I don't read much Luke Cage, so let's see here. I'm saying 2015. It was 2017. It was actually the end of 2017 in December. Cool. I don't know anything about what happens in any Luke Cage books in the past 20 years, to tell you the truth. So I like the character. I really like that Netflix show. It was pretty awesome. Other than that, I don't know much. I have never really followed the character. All right, let's reach over and Titanium Tough Citizen Watch, powered by Anylight. I don't know anything about watches either. This does have a similar custom Marvel backing that the Luke Cage had. See, it's got that custom Marvel custom on the back. And so this does as well. Oh, it actually tells me right there, Marvel 2018. Son of a gun. I was looking too much. Amazing Spider-Man, Renew Your Vows. That's a cool cover. I really like that cover. I don't know who did that, but I dig it. I wonder if it'll tell me who did the cover work here. Edward Petrovich did the cover. I dig his artwork, though. It's almost Campbell, J. Scott Campbell-ish, but not quite. A little bit rougher around the edges. I like it. It's a cool cover. All right. Next up, we have a Preacher cover on the back. Preacher. Searching for Preacher. It says final season begins in August. It doesn't say what year, though. So if I'm thinking back, what was supposed to be the final season of Preacher in August was 2018-ish. Man, 2018? 2000... Anyway, we'll find out in a second. On AMC, I never watched the show. I enjoy Preacher. I just never sat down and watched the show. I actually watched surprisingly little television. This TV on the background here is the most TV I'll probably get this entire weekend. So, all right. Collapser. Okay, up here we have Mikey Way. Okay, Doom Patrol was being written by Gerard Way, who a lot of people might know from My Chemical Romance. Mikey Way is his brother, also in My Chemical Romance, under the label Young Animals, which was kind of a more gruff kind of a take on DC characters. So like I said, Gerard Way was doing Doom Patrol, which is already kind of a very, let's say, adult-themed comic as of late anyway. So Mikey Way was doing Collapser, and I don't know anything about Collapser. I just know that the Way brothers were doing comics. So during this period, and so I'm going to say 2019. I'm going to say 2019 is when this came out. Let's see. September 2019. There we go. Damn, that's good. Issue number 1, by the way. So this is a good starting point, if any, you know. I don't know how many issues this series ran. I had the first few issues of the Gerard Way Doom Patrol. I have like 5 versions of issue number 1, so cool. Yeah. Okay, as I'm glancing down here at the back of this book, it could be any of 2 years, right? When Justice League came out the first time or when the Snyder Cut came out the second time. I don't know. I don't know. This kind of gives me that first Joss Whedon vibe issue or look to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, this could be the Joss Whedon version. And if that's the case, I'm going to say 2017. When did that come out? 2017? All right, let's see. Good book, Brave and the Bold #1. I actually have this whole series. It was a 6-issue limited series. Once again, as I've mentioned before, I always loved this yellow outline around Batman's symbol on his chest here. Enjoyable read. I recommend it, especially with the classic title. It is a Batman and Wonder Woman kind of mystery, if you will. Oh, let's find out what year it was, by the way, right? I said 2017. It's 2018. So, cool. Good get. Good get. This is still, a $4 book today. So, yeah. All right. And so now we've had a dead giveaway before. The same dead giveaway, the Lego Star Wars Rise of the Skywalker Saga. Sorry. Skywalker Saga set that just came out this year. I think these advertisements were running maybe it was early summer that these were going. So this is definitely a book from this year. And so it's brand new. Let's see what it is. Eve of Judgment. Okay, AXE is the, I think it's supposed to look like Axe or just AXE. It's the Avengers, X-Men, and Eternals, AXE. And this is Eve of Judgment. This is a very modern storyline going on right now. This is a variant cover, by the way, variant edition. Very brand new book. Let's find out what month this came out in. So this was September 2022, so just last month as we're recording this. So very brand new, very fresh book. Nice. So looking at this is a throwback for me. Gretchen and I used to play DC Universe online back in the early 2000s. Actually, right when we kind of moved to Florida in 2010, we were playing this and paying monthly for it. And it's still going to this day. I thought about downloading it again and seeing if how outdated my character is, because you can play for free online. It's a fun game. It is fun. But I lost track of the expansions after a certain point in time. I don't know when this Atlantis one came out. DC Universe Online, Fight for the Throne. So you got King Shark. So I'm not going to say for sure. This could be any number of the past 12 years. So we'll see. But King Shark leading up, I'm going to say 2019-ish. Let's say there. That's when they really started hyping them up. But we have a Green Arrow book. The DC Universe. This is part of the Rebirth series. Black Canary smacking Ollie in the face. Look at that anger on her face, right? Rebirth, issue 46. I'm gonna say 2017, 2018. Let's say 2018. January 2019. So I was pretty close there. 2019, just a few years old, but that's a cool cover. I really like that cover. All right, looking back here, we have. This is a fun cover right here. It looks like an old school Marvel Comics. Once again, another M&M's ad. It's got that Marvel custom to it. So I'm going to say, well, when was that, Luke Cage? 2017? When was that? I'm not going to look. I'm not going to try and cheat. But, okay. So, all new X-Men. Okay, so I know this is kind of a confusing issue. Okay, all new X-Men, right? Number 1.mu, Monsters Unleashed. So this was a tie-in to the Monsters Unleashed series that was starting at the time. So this is probably a standalone issue. There probably weren't more than this. It actually gives you a the end. So it's a standalone for sure. But we've got X-23 here. Looking pretty cool. 2017. Did I say 2017 or did I say 2019? I don't remember. It doesn't matter. Cool issue. Nice. I love the standalone stuff a lot of times. Only because I just can't take the time to get invested in the full story that has all these tie-ins from all these other titles that I don't typically read. So if these standalones can give me a full story and kind of give me the idea of what the overarching storyline is, I'm good with that. I just need to be educated a little bit. I don't need to know everything. Kind of do. I think we're probably running close to the end here. We have The Batman. Okay, so The Batman was definitely early 2010s, 2011, 12, 13. I'm going to say 2000. I'm going to say 2013. Let's say 2013 just to play it safe. All right. Teen Titans, the New 52. So it's definitely in that era of 2013-ish, right? Because New 52 started in 2011 and issue number 23. So we feel like we're like about 2 years in. Unless Teen Titans wasn't one of the initial New 52 books. Gosh. I don't know. Let's take a look here. On the cover here. October 2013. That's what I said, 2013, because we're about 24 issues would be 2 years. So we're about 2 years in after 2011. That's just basic deduction right there, folks. That's all that is. It's a Flash issue, Kid Flash issue. Who is the artist on this? Robson Roca. There's a lot of artists that I feel just kind of get under, they don't get the recognition they deserve. Like this, the artwork in this book is just as good as anything that I've seen in other well-known DC books. Teen Titans, I don't have a lot of Teen Titans books, but this looked entertaining just by looking at the cover and what I saw on the inside. I'm gonna check it out. All right, reaching down, The Amazing Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield. The Amazing Spider-Man, so he was early 2000s too, early to mid 2000s. He was Spider-Man. I'm gonna say 2013, maybe. I'm not even sure what this is. Get more Spider-Man with books based on the movie. All right. So, The Amazing Spider-Man, 2013, maybe. We'll see. The Young Avengers, Avengers versus X-Men, AVX. Okay, that was a long kind of running crossover, and then it formed like a secondary one as well. All right, so we got Hawkeye and Spider-Woman and Luke Cage. Michael Brian Bendis wrote this. All right, so nice. And of course, the question is, what year did I guess correctly? What did I say? 2013, 2012, and this came out. Okay, all right. So I was a year late, but I had the roundabout idea with Andrew Garfield back here. So all right, cool. On to the next. Okay, so the back of this book tells me absolutely nothing. Gap. Nothing. I think I've bought pants at the Gap. I don't remember anything about the Gap. I don't remember the last time I saw a Gap commercial. So I feel like this has to be like the 90s, right? Wasn't that when Gap was really advertising things on a lot of separate medias? So I'm going to say like the mid 90s, maybe 95? Maybe? We'll see. All right. Resurrection Man #1. Look at this cool lenticular on the cover here. Creepy. I like it. So this it says right here. Oh, I was off by 2 years. It says May 1997. And for just a second, I was excited because the first prints of these books go for, they can go for 10 to 15 bucks. 10 to 15 bucks, 10 to 15 bucks. See that numeral 2 right there? Means it's a second printing. It's a second printing. Sometimes that can be, if you're looking for the lesser prints of things, like as they go to second, third, fourth printing, they press less and less of each one. And that kind of, in certain circles, makes them more collectible because there's less circulated out there in the public. But it's a second printing. I'm more excited about this cool lenticular though. You don't see a lot of those, especially that one's so fluid. That's just really cool. All right, not bad. I'm not to say I'm a fan of Resurrection Man. I just know that I've seen this guy out there for, pulling a couple double digits. Nothing severe. And so I think we've got 2 books left. We are pulling up Another watch one? Oh, this one's Thor. Last one was Captain America. So I think this was 2018. 2018? Wasn't that these watch ones? Citizen, harness the power. And Mr. and Mrs. X number one, Gambit and Rogue. This is a Terry Dodson cover. I love just how clean Terry Dodson's work is in general. Like it's very pretty, and I love the way he draws female faces. Now, all of his females tend to really all look almost the exact same, but he just draws very pretty faces, I think. What was the year? 2018, September 2018. I think I picked this book up once upon a time, thinking it might end up being some sort of key of some sort, but it's been forgotten with time in the past 4 years. No one really has talked about this book at all. So, still a pretty cover. Okay, so now we're down to our last book, and we have Detective Pikachu on the back. I have still not seen this movie. I keep meaning to. It's readily available on probably a couple of my streaming services that I watch, and it might even be here on HBO Max as far as I know. I should sit down and watch it because I've never heard anybody say it was a bad movie. So why not? Jeez, okay. That being said, this came out when? Was it pre-COVID? I think it was pre-COVID. I'm going to say 2019, 2018, 2019, somewhere around there. Deceased number one. I got one of these in the last box as well. Stoked about it because this is a hot book. Deceased still has some lingering ongoing things in the DC universe right now, actually. Very cool cover. This is a Capullo cover, Greg Capullo. It's nice to have another one of these. But what year was this again? Didn't I say 2018, 2019? Somewhere around there. 2019, yeah. Cool, not a bad stack. You know, the one that really kind of got my hopes up to begin with was this $8 cover price Marvel Tales to begin with. But I'm seeing that there's this rip on the cover back here. All right. So nothing of like major or minor key value within this set, but within these 15 books, I got more than my $30. Deceased number one is still going for a few bucks over cover price right now, and that's a $4 book. So, you know, a lot of these were keeping on average with that. Definitely made more than my 30 bucks out of this stack for sure. And once again, everything related to this comic book mystery box, the link is in the description below. I would love talking comics with you guys, and let's do more of that. You can always comment in the comments below. I always respond. Might take me a day or so, but I'll always respond, and I'm always interested in carrying on the conversation with you. And you could hit me up on Instagram right here at Marvelous TNG. We've always got new stuff coming out for you guys. I think next week we'll be doing a live stream. Yeah, we'll be doing Spooky Empire. My wife and I are having a table selling our artwork at Spooky Empire, and we will be back with a live stream on Monday. As far as my next comic book video, I should supposedly have one next week. We'll see. I usually record them on the weekend, but like I said, we're at a con next weekend. So we'll see. Regardless, I'll have something new for you coming up pretty soon. And as always, I appreciate you hanging out with me and just listening to me ramble about comic books. All right. So I will talk to you guys very soon. Bye-bye.